I discovered my trans identity in February of 2015. It all kind of happened really fast for me, this whole transition from curiosity to, oh my God, this is a thing. Sometime in March, I had decided I needed to start purchasing some clothes, start trying to figure out how I wanted to present my gender to the world. I had purchased a wig at the Bazaar. It's a store here in Austin that caters to drag queens. And I had made some breast forms out of some foam from the local craft store. And then I wore them with inside a Target bra. I decided I wanted to go shopping at the Domain, which is this upscale mall in North Austin. I packed up all my things in a bag and loaded them in my car. Some makeup I'd purchased at CVS, and some lipstick and some mascara, and I was wearing just a t-shirt and jeans. And I had purchased some blocky heels at Target. I drove to the Domain and I parked in the parking garage, and I sat there and I put my bra on, and I applied the makeup as best I could. The foundation, I remember, didn't really match my skin tone. I didn't know what I was doing, but I did the best I could. And I came out of the parking garage. It was a cool spring morning, or closer to midday, really. The sun was out. The weather was actually gorgeous. The lot I had parked in was right across the road from the Lucky Jeans store, and that was by design. I had decided I was going to go buy some women's jeans. And so I walked into the store and walked directly to the clearance section because I was on a budget. And I was trying not to be noticed. And there was this sales lady, and she came over and she was bound and determined she was going to help me. I didn't want help, but she was going to help. And I remember I was going through the sizes, and I knew what size in men's jeans to buy, but I just wasn't finding anything close in the women's. And she looked at me and she handed me a size 30 waist. I couldn't imagine I was going to get in those, but she seemed confident that I was, and convinced me to go in the changing room and put them on. So I did so, and amazingly they fit. I think that it was that it wasn't that my waist, it was designed to go around cisgender women's hips. And of course I didn't have any hips, and so it fit me just fine. Anyway, so I wore those jeans out of the changing room, and I carried my men's jeans. I paid for them, and she kind of chuckled. I guess she was laughing because the jeans had fit, or maybe she thought it was funny that I was wearing the women's jeans out, or I don't know what it was. I dropped my men's jeans back off in the car and went searching for a top. I tried H&M, which was just down the block a little ways, and then there was a Forever 21 store nearby. I went to Forever 21 and I found a kind of a peachy pink scoop neck t-shirt that fit me. And I purchased that and put it on. So now I had an outfit. I decided the next step was a cup of coffee. So I was walking along, and then right in front of the Apple store, the old location, an older gentleman, he turned and he looked towards me, and he started shouting, "Look at that! Look at that!" My heart, of course, jumped into my throat. I didn't know what to do. I just kept walking. The people who were with him first turned and looked at me to see what he was pointing at, and then turned back to look at him, because it didn't seem to add up in their heads why this was such a big deal. I continued on just a little ways further into the Starbucks, and I went into the single-use restroom, and I sobbed. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I remember people knocking on the door, me trying to say, "Someone's in here," as feminine as I could. Eventually, I felt like I had to get out of the restroom, and so I tidied up my makeup as best I could, and squared my shoulders, and I went out and I got a cup of coffee. I remember hearing them call my name, and it was the first time I'd ever heard anyone call out the name Jessica. I grabbed my coffee and I sat down at the little windowsill bar and set my coffee on the bar to cool, and I turned it so I could look at my name written on the cup. I decided I wanted to try to kind of record the moment, so I took this selfie of myself. And there was a 20-something-year-old woman next to me, and she saw me take the selfie, and she struck up a conversation with me. She was talking about this selfie light that she had. It was one of those ring lights that clipped to the phone, and all of that. In that moment where I came out of the restroom and I was terrified and I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it, this brief time where I had heard my name called and this woman had treated me with respect and just kindness, just being friendly, gave me the courage to continue on and try to spend some time as myself. So I closed up my coffee and I spent the afternoon kind of just wandering the domain, rejoicing in the truth of who I was.